baby, won't you sail with me out on the rolling sea? We'll find some place to go, maybe down to Barbados. It's an island off somewhere in the middle of nowhere, sailing to freedom, you and me. Cleanliness is next to godliness. You can only eat a cheap dictionary.
These guys are straightening up the hull. The usual process. We have a 20mm thick alloy I-beam as the guide. A bracket is welded to the hull, and then the hull is jacked into a better shape. I also got some new disco sunglasses, good people. Good for the disco, and perhaps good for welding. I'm not sure. I'll let you know if I'm blind tomorrow.
These are a bugger to see. Still got a crooked head. Because I interrupted all the welding, we're just going through and making sure they complete all the welding. Now, there is a QC guy, but he hasn't been asked to come and do an inspection yet. So it's basically up to, well, it's not really up to me. The production manager, Mr. Van, he's keeping an eye on it, but you know, I just want to help him out. And also, you know, just check it out myself. So I'm just having a look to see all the strings are all. Now remember, they're not completely welded. There's a weld and then a space and then a weld and a space, and in different parts of the boat there'll be different specifications. So I'm just going to go check them out. I want to check out the bows too, because I know last time, especially the port side bow, there was a lot to do. So I just want to make sure. And also there's, when we remove the strong backs from the starboard daggerboard housing, it's got a little bend in it, a little deformation, and it's going to be difficult for the daggerboard to go up and down, so we need to rectify that too. That's aluminium. That's probably the only, that was two areas of concern with aluminium. There's, you know, electrolysis, and there's also when you're welding you get deformation, but there's ways and means around. Thank you guys. There's ways and means around deformation. You just have to do the welding carefully, and then you can straighten it out afterwards if there is deformation. Electrolysis is the other thing, but everything else is a plus. Yeah, when I was here yesterday, these weren't done. So practically everything here we have covered. Alright, that's good. I didn't even ask him to do that, mate. Oh. There goes my light. Must be smoko. Alright, well that's good. Let's go check out the bows. Yep, someone has been in here. Good, done. Let's go check the collision bulkhead, which is underneath me. Alright. Well, from here it looks alright. A bit afraid of bending my leg. I pulled a muscle in it the other day and I'm not sure if I could pull it back. Bugger it, let's just leave it for the QC guy. I'll just say, I think I saw a weld right at the end. Not done. Freedom! Alright, that's good. Well, that's done. Let's go check out the port side. camera.
These all have to be finished.
These two need to be done. All of these here on this side need to be completed.
And here the welds as well. So basically, since the last time we checked, we haven't had any work done on the port bow. Apparently though, I'm told they are doing this next week.
Doing this mainly on the inboard side of the port, plus reinforcing in front of the hatch on the deck.
Hey, Sailing into Freedom fans, it's Bart from Belgium here, and as you can see, spring is back and we love that here. As Plucky mentioned last time, we are doing a lot of things on the boat, but it's real difficult to capture that on video. It's all little things, decisions that we make, choosing materials, where to put them, how to put them, making wiring diagrams and all that things. So it's a lot of stuff behind the background, but we wanted to show you a little glimpse of it. So we decided to make a new item in his videos, which is called Bart's Tech Corner, where I'll be showing you some of the things that we're doing and how we are getting to the decisions that we make. So feel free to leave some comments below on what you would like to see, what you think that is the best way to do certain things, and that way we can anticipate on what we're showing to you. And I hope you enjoy the next segment, and cheers, enjoy. Today we're talking about digital throttle control. Our engines are fully electric and they require an engine controller that only accepts a digital input. In the past, marine boats used a cable going from the helm station through the engine, which by pushing or pulling on the cable you can change the revs or the gear. Now for the Elcano challenge everything needs to be digital, so we need to come up with a setup for that. But the commercial available helm throttles are actually very expensive. They range somewhere from $1,000 up to $7,500 each, which is, we need two of them, which is way beyond our budget. So that's why I decided we create our own throttle helm controllers using 3D printing and electronic components. And I'll show you now how we did that. So this is actually where we want to get to. This is the throttle controls for the nav desk. It's inside, so it doesn't need to be that rugged. What you saw was the final object, but we start off with a 2D sketch. You simply draw on a flat plane, so you choose the plane here, and then you start to draw the shapes that you want. Simple, just like in a drawing program. Let's say we want this 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And apologize for our American friends, but I don't know what that is in inches. So we just add some holes where we want them, some gaps, the screw holes and all that stuff, and we simply draw them somewhere on the page where we want them. Now of course this is not correct in dimensions, so we switch to the dimension tool and we start to put in all of our dimensions on how we want the layout to be, how we want the sliders to be, etc. Now when that's finished, it actually it takes a while, so this is probably 3-4 hours that I'm working on this design. So when that is finished, it actually looks like this. So it's a huge drawing with all the dimensions and all the things in there that we need. And from there you actually start extruding it. So you simply select the pieces that you want and you pull them out to the desired thickness, and now you have a 3D object. What we then need to do is add some holes. You see here already the holes for the screws for the potentiometers going in, and I just keep doing that until the plate is fully okay. The next step is actually to do the lettering, because people want to know what buttons that they're pushing. So I put all the text again in a 2D version. I put the text on there. I then extrude that, so now the text is joined with the plate, and we are almost there. So we need to add a little bit more holes, and maybe some chamfering or rounding up of the corners, etc. But this is basically the final plate. So from here we save it, we go into the 3D printing utility then, where we're gonna export this object into our slicer, which we're gonna use for 3D printing. I have a Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon, which is a very easy printer to work with. It's very good in quality from the get-go. So you see me here importing that into the slicer. A slicer is something that creates a 3D object in different layers so that the printer knows what to print. We want it in red, but I need to put the lettering in white. So you see me here choosing the filament that I'm going to use in white, and then changing the lettering to white, so that the printer will actually print in 2 colors. That's kind of what you have to do. It's you then slice it, which means that the software will determine what commands it needs to steer to the printer. We choose some options like the time lapse that we're gonna do. You'll see that in a minute. And we send the job to the printer. It's actually almost the same as printing a piece of paper. So the printer receives it, and you will see it starts to warm up. I'm also changing here the speed of which it will run. I like it a little bit faster, so I don't have to wait. This print will finish, as you can see on the screen, in 15 minutes or something. So it will now start to calibrate itself, and from there it will start to print. Here it's putting down the first layer, which is a little bit slower, but you see a very quick time lapse because it was very fast. Overall it took about let's say 3 hours to do the design, then another 2 hours to build in the electronic components, and I would say now over to Plucky. Plucky, show the final result.
And here we have the final product, a work of art. Top stuff, Bart, well done. And coming up next week, we look at prototype 1 of the dinghy. We are up to prototype 4 at the moment, and we'll show you this soon. Oops, that's not prototype 4. But the underwater hull is virtually the same, so we will look at how well prototype 1 planes with a heap of people as passengers,
5 people against the wind,
and only a 15 horsepower at the back. We will look at how stable it is. We'll also see if we can sink it and see how it performs full of water.
Crazy man.
Nó hắt nước ra liền đó hả?
All coming up next week in Sailing into Freedom!